back to the channel, folks. Today's video starts with last night and what was happening this morning. Today we've had the update up to 1.31 and we're just going back into last night, the Mustang mission around Laguna Seca. We got a 128.718 before we started last night. I had a couple of 3 hours on this trying to see if I can improve. Target time for gold was 128.816 with the world record time at a 126.230. I felt it was too cold to go to sleep with just 1/10 of a gap, so I wanted to put in a few laps and see where we went. With that being the case, you can see it there. We're just outside the top 3,000, 2.89%, and we're amongst our mates. There's a couple faster than us. There's Az there, just 0.006 inside the target time. And as it stands, he was doing all right. So at 128.816, I was feeling a little bit exposed. A potential there of a 28.527 after our first stint of 10 laps, but that was 4 sessions. So I'd done round about 40 laps. I was trying to do 10 lap stints to get myself into the rhythm to try and get it going. And you can see we'd been rattling around the 129s, 129.332, 129.401. Then we backed in that 128.924. And we got into session 5. And I was talking online, Az was there too. He was doing the same thing at their end, but getting equally frustrated. He was just inside the gold time. And I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, but you can hear it. He was really getting miffed with it. He was really fighting with it. And me the same. I mean, I was not improving. We changed camber settings, both he and I. We'd pushed on through it and tried to get somewhere with it. We were just trying to make changes to see if there was something we could bespoke ourselves and try to get on with. But we weren't being very successful. Ultimately with that, there's a few things we'd have to talk about, but the way it's going, very, very difficult to get faster on this track. I'd been seeing people watching my video. There was in the region of 700, 800 views in just 5 or 6 days for this video, which is unusual for me. My videos aren't that greatly watched. I know people tend to pass by this channel and just pick up things for the missions and move on. Don't get many subscribers along the way. I've been doing this over a year now and not really in the representative crowd because I don't do the daily update information things. But with that, I know people were into this one and it's a tough challenge. So now I've waffled on a little bit, let's get to the track. And this was lap number 9 of session number 5. You can see the fastest time there, a 128.718, and we were hoping to improve. So it's the best part of midnight almost at this point. We've just slipped a little bit wide into that apex. Changing down, letting the car lift and letting the car roll through the apex but getting on the gas. What we'd started to find is you could really slide this car. See how the car's sideways, get back on the gas, letting the traction control cut it. Because we're using that auto counter steer option, it lets you slide the car and it lets you give it a bit of gas into the corner. So it allows a mini drift, so to speak. Coming into this corner, we really attack that curb, get back on the throttle hard, run up the outside of that green curb, then we're charging for the line. Not forgetting that Ghost in front is not a 128.718 Ghost. That's a 128.932. So if we're within 0.2 of a second, and you can see here that Ghost actually makes a mistake, and that's where we capitalise. We get time back against this bad boy. Braking into the last corner, brake before the 3, get into the apex. You can see he slides out wide and we get good on that corner and we're with it. So here we are, folks. We're now within 0.4. Let's see how we do. A 128.718. Exactly the same time. And at 10 to midnight, 10 past midnight, I'd just done enough. There you can see it. There was that 5th session time, a 128.718, with the fastest possible of 128.262. I knew I was done for. I knew I wasn't doing any more at that time. I knew I didn't have anything more I can give. It was kind of fate. So that was it, folks. Top 3,108, top 2.89%. Hello, folks, and we're back. You'll have just seen me do last night's lap. where I managed to equal my own time, and we're just back from work today. It's proper late in the evening. I've done a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but I've got to the game now, and it's time to look at how well we did last night. The lap time challenge has changed. We got gold, folks. I was shown a photograph whilst I was at work today of a 128718 winning silver. But we got gold. Happy days. It was enough. My heart is not broken. Oh. I'm quite stunned by that. I saw a photograph today of somebody posting a lap time against the total target time, and the gold position had changed to 717. I don't know how that was possible. Well, there we go. Anyway, we're going to dive into the Autopolis short course, and we'll see you on the other side when we get there. Here we go then, folks. We're at Autopolis. We're using the Toyota Alphard Executive. Is it Alphard? Alphard Executive Lounge 18. I'll leave you to choose that. But we're at the Autopolis short course. Current world record of 126.620. We've got 13 days to go. We don't own one of these, so we're going to have to rent one. It will be graphite metallic. Let's have a go with that. That'd be nice and shiny. I don't think there's much we can do with settings. 128.847 is where we need to get to. Friends ranking, space cars up there. JB, look at that. Roger's in there with the 128.156. Nice one, pal. JB's up there. Not really many names that I'm associated with other than being on my friends list. Zippiter, BJ, Stonecutter, Saxima, Shinobi, Hilt John, and the global times. They're just going to be mental crazy, aren't they? Well, let's see where we go. Settings wise, assist settings. Let's not forget everything's changed today. So traction control is going to have less effect. We're going to have that on 1. Driving line I was using last night, we're going to take that off. And computers counter steer assistance, we'll just leave that off for now. Let's start where we start. Let's commentate our way through. I'm going to edit this and cut it this, but my face will be down there in the bottom corner. I'll attempt to commentate everything as I go round, but it might lose some context, so I'm not actually feeling that well today. Sob, bit of a sob story. Got a very sore throat, got a bit of a cough, got a bit of a cold. Seasons are changing, so it usually happens. So let's see where we go. Let's see what this bad boy's made of. It's the short course, so we don't get to run this one very often. As people say, it's like driving a van, post van. See if we can do that bit. It's a bit of a bus, isn't it? Holy moly. Let's give it all the revs. Now our usual braking point is down here on the left hand side. I don't know how much of a change, how much of the setups we can change, but I'm not going to attempt to do that early on. My hope is it's completely fixed, but we haven't really run through the setup, but it didn't really give me the opportunity. But we didn't lose that for cutting across. Oh, we just got a penalty, look at that. Dirty swine. But let's get some practice in. I think what I've got to do is brake in a straight line as much as possible and not change down gears. Oh, I'm dying. Wasn't that much of a... I'll take it tighter this time. There we go. Get in a straight line, don't run so much distance. Yeah, we've got to be quicker. We've got to be phenomenally quicker. There's the old Ghost in the grey, graphite grey. Happy days. The idea is to show you the laps as we get progressively quicker. Because your big van lummoking about in front of me. I'm going to try and use the old braking points we use in the S660. Don't know why, but it wants to veer off to the right hand side every time I press the brakes. It's about feathering the throttle at this point, isn't it? Got to take 2 seconds out of this. Let's see how we go. We overshot. We know we can do better there. So this will be a 130 something. The idea is we just keep on proving. Need to take 2 seconds out of that. Nearly 3. So let's brake a little bit later on this one. Let's brake a van length after that orange doodah. Oh, we've shot off to the right. Use a bit of the grass, that's the way. I don't know why it would start, unless that's me. Is that me turning to the apex? It's a unintended thing. It's turning in. Completely the wrong gear. I haven't got this yet. I haven't really got the hang of it. Hook the apex a bit, see if we can. Oh, the interior is awesome. Look at that. Feather that throttle into the corner, get a better run through there. Look at that. All about throttle control. So how are you finding the update, folks? Is everything to your liking? We're going to brake on the end of these curbs. Did alright there. Oh, we're losing a little bit of time. We didn't really accelerate that well. But we still got better. And we were slower through the line. So look at the ghost pull away from us. We're going to try and brake that maybe 1.5 car lengths later down here. We did better through there. That wasn't so bad. And then we're going to try and do the same. We're not going to turn in. That's a subconscious thing we're doing there. Because it's a big bus, a big tanky bus, isn't it? Doing okay. Let's keep that acceleration going. We're going to brake nice and early into this corner and not look up. So there's been ABS changes, which is probably what I'm trying to get used to. But traction control changes as well, so we lost a little bit coming out of that corner, but we were faster than the last lap time. So there's a 1:29.3. We still need to take another second off that. Once we brake better into that left corner, we will be fine going across the line. So 1:29.306 is the best we've got at the moment. We know we can get in the 1:28s. We genuinely know that, so we genuinely know we're quicker. have the evidence. We've got it in footage. Can't see my braking point. Old squealy tyres on this bad boy, isn't there? See if we can catch him up out of the line here. We've got to brake better into that last corner. We've just got to be that little bit more efficient with the brake pedal. Driving smooth is the way to go. There we go, and that's how we're losing a little bit of time there. Look at that. We hadn't quite got the acceleration, but we improved. A 129.133. A 128 is not far away. Current best a 129.133. We need about a second off this, so we're going to brake about a car and a half after the orange marker. Brake in a straight line. Get the car into the apex. Accelerate from the apex or just before it. Chasing that goes down. Changing up as it's flashing. Try and stay straight when we brake here. Turn in correctly. Faster through the apex. Just a little dab of the brakes. Let the car flow through the corner. There's a little bit of slide gone on there. We're offline, but see if we can recover that into here with a little bit of modulation on the throttle. That's keeping the revs in and balancing the brakes. Don't want the back end to step out here, that loses power. Get on the gas. So at this point we know we're going to come through the line with no penalty. We're just up on our previous time, but we know we're slow through that corner. So we're just going to brake on the 50, the arrow. Going to go in wider. Try and get on the accelerator early. See if we can keep up with the bus. And we do, we're gaining a 129.058. So not in the 128s yet. Let's see where we go. We're faster through the start finish line though than we were last time. I don't really want to be inside the bus when we're braking. Let's see how we do. Exactly as we did last time. Don't try and charge through the corner. We did alright though. Much faster down the start finish straight. That was the key to exiting that corner. See if we can get around this corner with a bit more speed than we did last time. There we go, we're accelerating away from the ghost. We can see that. Going to put the front two tyres just onto that curb and then just lift the throttle. Not really stopping accelerating, just pushing through, driving through. Get the throttle down now, flat to the ground. And we're going to brake just on the arrow, but we're not going to turn in early. We're just going to keep the car straight. Change down. Get back on the throttle, start to accelerate early, but not at all. Now we give it all. We're going to get in the 28s now, but we could have done slightly better through that final corner. A 128.757, so that should see us on our way. Just not 100% sure whether we've beat it yet. Let's see what we can do on this lap, then we'll have a look. We shouldn't have changed down a second. We did that out of caution. Let's see what happens. Just let the car roll through the apex there. I didn't have throttle or brake pressed. It's a big old tanky bus, this. very easy to get on the throttle early and let those front wheels push wide. Don't all lift off the throttle in that corner because you'll induce lift off oversteer, and you don't want that. Did I say oversteer? I mean understeer. Right, let's see if we can do slightly better through this corner with a wider entry. There we go. We're going to improve that time again and we'll do better. A 1:28.6. Happy days. So a car and a half past this braking point. We're not going to change down to second. Going to leave it in third. Get through the apex. We should catch the ghost a wee bit. See if we can just improve on where we went wrong last time. Just let the car roll through the apex. Just touch the brakes there a bit. The back end and the front end both slide, but we're alright, we're still in touch. Slightly later on the brake, but we recovered that. Let's see if we can take a tighter line and go faster. There we go. Don't lift off the throttle all the way. Just keep some acceleration going into that corner. We slid a little bit through that corner and lost a little bit of ground. We know we were fast last time, so... Oh, that was disconcerting. Need to spot the braking point. There it is. We're losing a little bit of time, but we're going to be okay. We're going to improve again. Under a 1:28.5, so that's great. Let's keep pushing. At 1:28.482 is where it's happening. A 1:28.482 is what we got. We got the mileage in for the day. We did that last night. A 1:28.147 is where we could be. And there we go. We're in there with the gold, folks. We are there, but there's more we can do. So it's day one. There's a lot more to go yet. In terms of the update, folks, there's lots changed. I can feel it in the van. Even though it's the first time we've driven this car, and we'll get to look at the van driving around Autopolis now. Ultimately, lots of changes, lots of setup changes there's going to be, because low grip corner traction on the tyres has changed. Low suspension geometry has changed. The way the car deals with curbs has changed. That's specifically been done for the Super Formula cars that we're going to get in next month's update. There's been aero changes that's going to change your top speed. Already friends on my friends list are saying they're noticing a change in top speed. There's PP changes. So it's a real good reset of this one, and what you're going to see from me is lots of repeat videos of the good missions and the good tracks, and I'll probably try and slip in some ones I haven't done yet, like the PP 950 missions round Grand Valley and at, I don't know, the new circuits round the Nürburgring. But with that, folks, thank you very much. Hopefully this will get you to gold or near to gold, and we'll come back with another video with an update as we get faster later in this 2 weeks. We'll see you on the next one, folks. Thank you. Take care. All the best.